Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. In this case, we're working with the face to face second edition for beginners from the Cambridge University Press. We're using the topics as we move on with the content from our book. I'm your instructor, Joey Walker, and today we're going to see this case number five. That will be the lesson five from this book in our course. So let's move on. In this case, we're going to see vocabulary, plural forms. In grammar, we're going to discuss demonstrative pronouns and we're going to ask for ownership using the question word whose. Okay, so those are the topics. So remember, whose, the one that we'll be using will be this one, thanks to Grammarly. We're going to use whose, which is a possession of a person. We use possessive. Whenever we answer this, we have two options and sounds just like whose with apostrophe s, which is contraction of who is. So how do you distinguish one from the other? Whenever we use whose, we always immediately use the object afterwards. For example, whose pen is this? Whereas when we say whose apostrophe s, we say who's your daddy? Who's we usually use a noun but not an object. Whose pen? Whose pencil? Whose car? Okay, and whose the we use whose for the person who is in this case the reference. For example, who is the owner? We can use who is the owner, but we can say who's the owner. Who's the owner? We use this one. Or whose car is this? Or we can say who's the owner of the car. Well, in order to understand this section, we need to move ahead and check the following. For the subject pronoun, we have the option to answer in any of these two forms. For example, if I say, whose car is this? We can say, it's my car, or we can say, it's mine. If I say, whose pen is that? Is his, being of a male or his, just his. Whose jacket is that? You say, oh, that's your jacket, or that's yours. So check. For I, we use my and mine. You and becomes your and yours. His and his, her and hers, its and its, our and ours. Sorry for that. Your and yours, and their and theirs. We usually distinguish one from the other for the s at the end in some cases, but also for the position of the verbs. Say, that is my car, or that is my red car. We use after my the adjective and the noun, or the noun directly. Here you don't need to say it. You just say it is mine, it's mine, it's his, it's yours, it's theirs, it's ours. So here we don't use the object. Here we say it. Whose jacket is that? Oh, that's her jacket. Oh, it is hers. So if it has the object, you're using the possessive adjective. Even if it doesn't have, in this case, the object, we use this side, the possessive pronoun. Which one would, in this case, establish a better or more emphasis in terms of ownership? I would guess mine. It's mine. Has a little more strength in terms of the ownership. Now, there's another option. When you say whose and you say the object, you can say whose table is this? You can say, oh, that's my mom's, and you can use apostrophe s, but not for contraction of is, but instead for ownership. Okay, so we say, whose jacket is this? It's my mom's. Whose pen is this? It's my boss's. Whenever we use an ending with an S, we put an apostrophe and we say says. My boss's. For example, whose shoes are these? And we say, they are Charlie's. Apostrophe is, or if I say they're Charles's. Charles finishes with an S, so we put apostrophe S. All right, so let's move on. Here we have demonstrative pronouns. We have this and that for singular, these and those for plural. In this case, when do we use each one? Whenever we have an object that is near us, that is here, we use this for singular and these for plural. For example, this pen, these markers, because I have them next to me. I have them and I show them to the person. All right. Whereas you can say something that is far, we use that for singular and those for plural. We say, what are those? Or whose um, cards are those? Okay, so because they're far from us. So if it's near, you say this. If it's plural, is this. Sounds the same. But here we have this book, it's here and close, and these books, which are here and close but plural. Whereas we use that when it's singular, that is far from us. You can see the hand all the way, the object over here. So we see that book. It is not close, it's actually far. Where in comparison, this is touching very near us. We see this computer, this basket, that computer, that basket, because it's far. All right. Sorry for that. So if we use the plural for objects, demonstrative pronouns or demonstrative adjectives, because you can also use them as adjectives, we use those. Those cars, those glasses, those erasers. Okay, so whenever we want to make a plural, going on to plural nouns, there's three rules for that, and I'll start from this ones. Whenever we have an F or an FE, for example, knife finishes with an FE. Whenever we want to make that into a plural, we drop the F and put VES. Example here would be scarf becomes scarves, wolf, wolves, shelf, shelves. So it finishes with an F or an FE. For example, wife becomes wives. Who would like to have two wives? I don't know. All right. And we have another form for plural. Whenever we have a Y anteceded by a consonant, check Y anteceded by a consonant, we drop the Y and change it for IES in plural. Diary becomes diaries. Baby becomes babies. Story becomes stories. Okay. Now we have endings. CHSHOSC. Those ones would use an ES, for example, watch, plural watches, lunch, plural lunches, match, plural matches. You see, box, plural, has an X, so that will be boxes. If I say SH, for example, we say dish, plural dishes. All right, so it's XCHS, like dress, dresses. In this case, we use the plural form XCHSHOS and Z, like buzz, buzzes. And to the ones that don't fall under or this category, we just add the S and it's already in plural. For example, book becomes books, flower, flowers, and basket, baskets. Now, this is the rule for regular nouns. There are some others that are irregular. Here we have some examples. We have regular nouns, for example, tooth, that becomes teeth, woman, that becomes women, just like man and men, child and children. mouse becomes mice in plural. The air, it stays the same for singular plural, just like fish. It's the same for singular plural. Moose and moose stays the same. So you have to be careful with that. Another one that we could use like that is fox. It becomes fox. That changes. We don't say foxes. See, foxen. All right. So we move on. Here we have the question whose. So if I say whose table is this? Say, oh, that's Johnny's. That's the teacher's. We have that table, that chair. Okay, so we have this vocabulary: table, chair, desk. You say, whose board is that? That's Mr. Avila's. And then you say, Avila's apostrophe S. Or you say, it's mine, is hers. Or that is my board, that is her board. Whose book is this? It would be, oh, it's his, it is hers. So let's check the vocabulary table. What is the plural table? We add yes, tables. Chair becomes chairs. Desk becomes desks. Board becomes boards. Window, windows. Door, doors. Cupboard, cupboards. Bookcase, bookcases. School bags, school bags. Pencil case, pencil cases. Whenever we have an SE, we remember we write the S. We add the extra syllable. It becomes cases. Books, plural for book, and notebooks, plural for book. And we have pencil, pencils, erasers, sharpeners, rulers, papers, crayons, singular, plural crayons, scissors, and glue. Glue is irregular. It's non-countable, so it doesn't, or it cannot be actually used in a plural. We cannot say glues. So that will be all for now. Remember the rules for the plural forms and the demonstrative pronouns. Okay, so that will be the end of this explanation. This is your teacher signing off. Thank you for watching.